Today we're going to be simply reviewing this packet that was sent to you last week, maybe the end of the week before, surface area of solids.
Surface area, okay.
Surface area of solids. Okay. And what I'm going to do is just go through each page. You've had this for a while, but a lot of my students are still working on back stuff, which is fine. I want you to work at your own speed. I'm going to answer some questions if you have them as we go page by page. Tomorrow, we're going to start on graphing and the Cartesian coordinate plane. We're going to talk about lines and points and rays and segments, which will move us into slope and plotting points, okay? So that starts tomorrow, but I wanted to review this and answer any questions that you have today. So the first page, some of my students were trying to make it way too hard. All this is, these are called nets, and that's when you take a box apart and just lay it out flat. Now what they're trying to get you to see here is that you can find surface area. Remember, surface area is the part that we can paint, okay? Not how much will fill up the figure, okay? It's how much you can paint. So what they've done here on this first page, and I think they're almost all of them, are rectangular prisms. And what they've done is they just said, just count the squares. So if we go here, we're just going to count the squares that are in the top box, the middle box, and the bottom box, and the side, and the side. And they're just getting you used to the idea that it's just boxes. Now up here it says that one of the boxes is a yard squared. So when you get through counting everything, then that's how many yards squared the surface area is. Don't make this hard. It's just counting. That's all. You look right here, there are 12 little yards squared in this piece.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, that makes 12 in this top piece. That's all they're wanting you to do here, and it's just to get you used to surface area. Okay? The same thing, Isabel, do you have any questions on that one?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The same thing is true on the second page. That again, I just gave you 2 of those. Now, if you get to the one that has triangles or a diamond or whatever here, okay, well, each one of these where it has a slant is a half.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a half and there's a half, which makes.
So those are halves? Okay.
Those are halves.
Okay.
Okay. Those are halves. So 2 of them will make 1 square.
Okay.
Okay. And that's all you have to do there. Okay. It's just, I was telling them on the ones that are slanted. I'm on page 2. And the ones that are slanted are just half squares. So add 2 of them together to make 1 whole square. All right. Okay. And all you're doing is counting. That just gives you an idea of what surface area actually is. It's supposed to get you used to the idea. Okay, now I'm on page 3. Surface area of solids using nets. Again, they have opened up the figures for you. There are 2 of them on here that probably need some explanation, but if you'll look at the first 2, number 1 over here.
Yes.
Again, you're going to do the same thing that you did on the other one, but there aren't boxes in here for you to count. What you're going to need to do is figure out the area of each individual piece and then add all those areas together. Now I made some notes up here. You're going to need Pythagorean theorem for one of the bottom ones, which is here. And you're going to have to remember about circumference, which is in this one. So if y'all don't mind, we're going to do all 4 of them.
Okay.
Does that Is that okay with you? Okay. I'll try to draw these.
Okay.
I love it when they clean my board during the weekend. It's pretty awesome. I have to ask about that smart board today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The red tape wheels are slow, which is fine. Okay, we're supposed to find the surface area of this net. Now you can tell that it is a rectangular prism. Probably need to turn this a little. There we go. That if you pasted all these pieces together, it would make a rectangular prism, but that's not our worry right now. This is a net, and so all you have to do is find the area of each piece. So you can start anywhere you want to. Let's start right here. Let's find the area of this one, the area of a rectangle. Okay, by now you should be memorizing some area formulas, okay? So the area of a rectangle is the easiest one. Area equals length times the area of a rectangle, okay? And so the area of this one piece right here is 9 times 6. Area equals 9 times 6, which equals 54 inches squared. Okay? So what I like to do is put the answer right here so I don't get it lost in all of my work that I'm doing. Inches squared. Okay, that's the area of that one. Okay, now let's find the area of this one. And again, length times width. So our length is 9 and our width is 4. 9 times 4 equals 36 inches squared. So this one is 36 inches squared. Okay. Now it gets to a place that we have to think a little bit. So since we've already found this one, let's go look over here and find this area. Now we only have a length showing here. We need the width.
4.
Okay. Well, what you do, what'd you say, Rachel?
I said you just move it over because it's the same length, or the same length and height.
Okay.
The
She
width.
said the height or the width is the same as this width. So we can make this 4 inches also. So we have the 9 times 4, which is 36 here. You are correct, Rachel. Irene, am I in your way when I'm doing this?
A little bit. Okay,
Okay, and since we're moving from the bottom to the top, let's hit this one. This has no dimensions on it at all. So what we have to do is move to another place in this problem where we can see that from here to here is 6. So from here to here is 6, and here to here is 6, here to here is 6, and here to here is 6. And if you want to, I like to just go ahead, if I know there's 6, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put it on there. Now, I also need the width. So I move until I find something that is the same as it, and I have 4. 4, okay? So now the area of this piece is 24 inches squared. And then I'm ready for this one. Here's the width, here's the length. 6 times 9 is 54 inches squared. And one more. 6 times 4 is 24 inches squared. Then when you have all of the areas of all the different pieces, we simply add them together. So I've got 24 at the top, 54 here, 24, 54, and the 2 outsides, 36, 36, 10, 28, 9, 11, 16, 19, 22. So 228 inches squared, because I simply add each piece's area together. And so this first one, I hope, I don't see the answer. Is that correct?
I added it down and then added it sideways.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I added 252.
It's 228.
Come on.
Sorry.
You're right.
You probably added this in twice.
Yeah.
When you did this and then you did this, you can only add it once, and that's where you got the extra.
Okay.
Okay? So, any questions on this one? Isabel,
No.
you fine?
Yeah, I got
Seeing your face today. That's
it. Thank you.
how are you doing, Irene? Okay, are we ready for the
Question on
I did this one.
Oh, okay. No wonder
I did
lost.
this one, and now I'm doing this one.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to the next one, which is right here. This number 2. Okay?
Okay.
Again, I'll try to draw. If you numbered, yes, that number 2, right next to it. Are you confused, Irene?
No, these numbers.
I cannot make you a grandma no matter what I do.
I'm already grandma.
I can't make you a grandma. You're just too young. I can't.
I'm already 2 babies. 2 babies.
I've got my baby is having a baby. We just had gender reveal on Saturday morning. We're having a boy. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It was fun.
And then my son was like, Mom, we're heading for Puerto. Oh,
Okay, and we have this. Feet. We're in feet now. 10 feet. 10 feet. Takes longer to draw this than it does to. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Now it asks, what is the shape?
it's a triangle. A
Um,
pyramid.
It definitely is a pyramid, because if you fold these pieces in,
Yeah.
they come up to a point, and it has only one base. Now, what's the shape of the base? Look at the dimensions.
It's a square.
It is. It's a square, because all the sides, they may not look like it in the drawing, but all the sides are equal. We go by what this says, not my drawing. Okay, so this particular figure is called a square pyramid. Square pyramid. Okay, now we're supposed to find the surface area. So again, when there's a net like this, we just find each piece, okay? So let's go for the middle part. How do you find the area of a square? Now, your formula chart says a different formula for area. It says S squared, which means side squared.
Yeah.
But it's still a rectangle, so if you don't want to remember both formulas, it's still length times width. Okay?
Okay.
So the area here is 12 times 12, which is 144 feet squared, is how much is here. Okay, 12 times 12. Length times the width is the area of the square. Square is a rectangle, and that's why we were able to do length times the width. Okay, let's tackle this one. This is a triangle. What's the formula for the area of a triangle?
Area
Area,
equals 1/2,
1/2,
and then it goes with base and height.
base, and height. Okay, in this case, we're looking at this triangle right here. It's kind of sideways, but the length here is the base.
Yeah.
And this perpendicular to the base is the height. Okay, and so all we have to do, oh dear, I don't know what this is. It doesn't have a number on it. How long is the base?
12 feet.
Yeah,
About 12 feet.
Well, just 12. The B, it means that's the base. So how long is the base? And you guys are telling me it's 12 because there's a 12 here. So there's a 12 here.
So there's it might be a half, so it'll be a 6.
Yes, you are correct. Let's put everything in here. 1/2 times 12 times, what's the height?
6,
12.
12.
This triangle right here.
Oh,
Oh,
10.
yeah.
10,
I'm sorry.
18.
Would it be,
8.
I was gonna say, would it go
It's
half?
perpendicular to the base,
Oh,
which is 8. See, that's sideways.
yeah.
This is what it is right here. This is 12. This is 8. Okay? So the base times the height. Do you see they just turned it?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1/2 the base times the height. If you do this, Irene's already told us that this is 6 times 8. And so the area here is 48 feet squared. 48 feet squared. Okay, guess what?
It makes the other top part same.
Yes, in this case, and you need to look carefully, but if the sides are the same and the base is the same as this and the sides are the same, then the height is going to be the same, then the area is going to be the same. And that happens with a square pyramid. Because it's square, it's going to happen that way. So we have 48 here, 48 here, and 48 here. So we're already finished with something that looked pretty scary. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times, I'm just going to do this instead of listing them all. So I have 32, 192. That takes care of all the triangles. Plus the square. All the surface area. So you should get 336. Yes, 336 feet squared.
Yeah.
Any questions on this one?
No.
You're good?
Yeah.
Anybody? Thank you, Isabel. I can hear you well. That's good. Any questions on this one? The next two are not harder, but they have an added. So let's look at number 3. Those of you that don't have a paper, I'll attempt to draw. And we're going to, again, find the surface area. We're doing number 3. There we go. So this should look a little bit.
And then just add the top, like you don't have to erase that, you just add the top.
Yeah, know what I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah, yeah, the triangle. This triangle.
There we go. That's what I want. A little bit more. Anyhow. All right. I think we've got it. This one also says 8. Okay. So if we're going to find the surface area of this, start up here where the numbers are. Most of the numbers right here. So let's look for the area of this triangle right here. And you guys told me the area is 1/2 the base times the height. So we've got area equals 1/2 the base. We do not know the base. Or do we?
We do see
We do?
What?
This.
that one.
It should be 8.
Yes, ma'am. It's 8.
This one is-
Okay, so times 8 times the height, 3. When you do this in your calculator, you should have 12 yards squared. Yards. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So 12 yards squared. That's the area of that top triangle. Now look, if this is 5 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, this one's 5 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards. So they're exactly the same. So we've got 12 here and 12 here. Now our problem is this big triangle in the middle. Okay? So let's draw that by itself because there's an awful lot writing. You can see that it's upside down, right? Okay, so they have 8 here, and 8 here. But if I want to find the area of a triangle, I have to take 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, so, and again, this is upside down. So the base is going to be 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, wrote too much stuff. So area equals 1/2 times 8, but I have to know the height. I have to know the height, and we know that the height of a triangle has to be perpendicular to the base, right? So I need to know this piece right here. I need to know the height, and I don't know it yet. So how are we going to find out? How about if we use a right
3.
triangle, and the way that we find the sides of a right triangle is our Pythagorean theorem. Let's see.
You have to be.
Yes, I hear you. Oh my heavens. You guys are wonderful. I'm already hearing the correct answers. You guys are crazy good. Okay, Pythagorean says, let me make sure, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now we know that Pythagorean theorem only works with a right triangle, so we need half of this to work, right? Now what I heard from you is the longest side, the one across from the right angle, is 8. This is our c. That doesn't matter about this one or this one. These can be A and this can be B, right? Or the other way around. B has to be the hypotenuse. Okay, so if I'm filling this out, the A, how much is A? Is it 8?
It's 8.
It's 4.
It's 4. Because the entire
Yeah,
side
that's
is 8,
Yeah.
but I only want this much.
4.
So A is 4. I have 4 squared plus B squared, because I don't know the height. That's this one. That's what I'm trying to find. Equals 8 squared. So moving this down so we can see this work, we have 16 plus B squared equals 64. Now we're going to solve for the B. So I want to subtract 16, about to run out of room. So we've got 48 equals B squared. To get rid of the squared, I have to square root both sides. So I'm going to have that B equals, and I don't know, square root of 48. It's going to be about 6.8 or 6.7, something like that. Square root of 8, 6.9. It's 6.928, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to use 6.9. So right here for the B is 6.9. Remember, the more decimal places that you use in your calculations, the more accurate your answer is going to be. So there's a very good possibility that your answer might be a little off from the answer on the back. Pardon? Got it? Okay. So now, can we find the area of this piece? Okay, and we find it exactly like this. Area equals 1/2. The base we said was 8. Now we know the height times 6.9. So we have 27.6. And remember that this is rounded. So it's possible that I'm going to be off a few decimal points. So now we have 12 12 and 12, that's 36. If I add those together, plus 27.6. Remember, with your decimals, you need to keep those lined up when we're adding. So now you have 6, 13, 63.6 yards squared. Well, I keep forgetting that little d. And the answer is not on here.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'll have to look it up, but I'm sure we're very close here. 63.6. Now, because we rounded this answer instead of using all the decimal places right here, then your answer on the test may say 64.137, possibly, something like that, 64.137. There's not going to be a big discrepancy between these two, so your answer is going to be very close to one of the multiple choice. So don't sweat this part. Just understand that the more decimal places you use in your calculations, the more accurate your answer is going to be. Okay? This gets us close enough for multiple choice. Everybody good? Okay, the last one on that page, hopefully we won't spend as much time on the other pages. Pardon?
It's a cylinder.
It's a cylinder. Just think about if you took Campbell, I always think of Campbell's soup. I have a student in here who decides whether it's spinach or green beans or peaches. Have fun with your math if you want to. I always have a Campbell's soup can, and imagine if you would cut down the side of your cylinder and let's cut just right through this cylinder and open it up. If you open it up, you're going to have a rectangle, which, think about the label, okay? It would be a rectangle if you stretched it out. And then, of course, you would have the lid and the bottom of this cylinder. Okay, so this is a cylinder. We have 9 inches here. And our radius is 7 inches. Oh, looks like a little egg up there. 7 inches. Imagine a circle. All right. And so we know that this is a cylinder, but we have to find the surface area of the cylinder, okay? Good morning. I think you're across the hall. Yes. Okay, so the part that is, well, we'll get to the part that's the problem. Let's find this area. How do you find the area of a circle?
The pi. Yeah.
Pi r squared.
Yeah. Pi.
Yes, and usually on these, they tell us to use 3.1. For pi, if they don't tell you, make sure you use the pi button that is on your calculator. So the area of this circle right here, area equals 3.14 times, did they give us the radius or the diameter?
The diameter.
From the middle to the outside is the radius. They gave it to us. Times 7 squared. So when you're working this, you need to square this first. So we've got 3.14 times 49. $153, and since I've got so much writing here, 153.86. We're talking about inches squared. So that is the area Are you still lost? Okay, hang on. Nobody's there? Okay, are you supposed to, oh, Chris? Okay, Chris.
Quit the mall.
Matt? Okay, have you checked in downstairs first? I am the math teacher. Do you have some paperwork? They didn't? And you're Chris? Okay. Probably downstairs. No, I'm the math teacher for the morning. So what I need you to do, Chris, is go to the front desk and tell them your teacher asks for some papers. And then you just, no. Wait. What's your last name? Yes, I am. You come on in. And you can just sign your name right here. Okay? So that you're not on here yet, but so they can put you on here. Okay, and you need to sign. That's your signature. And 9:20. There you go. That was 8:30. Okay? So go ahead and just have a seat. We're almost through with the Zoom now. And then I can talk to you afterwards, okay? Okay, if we found the area of the top of the soup can, the bottom should be the same area, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So now we have 153.86 down here also. Now the challenge is finding, pardon?
Divided by 9? No.
No. No, we need to find the area of this rectangle, okay? Now here's the deal.
We got 9 inches there, so it'll be,
This is the width,
yeah.
but before you start guessing, I want you to think about the length. We're gonna have to figure out what the length is, okay? Now, think of this. We're gonna take the label as a rectangle and put it back around, okay? Put it back around. So what is this length? Isn't it the distance around the can?
So,
If you take this
yeah,
and we're gonna take it back and put it back together,
yeah.
isn't the length, which is here,
It's gonna be the.
isn't this the distance around the rim? And we found out quite a while ago that the distance around a circle or around the rim is the circumference.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I couldn't remember the name.
It's the circumference. So to find this, we're going to have to do the circumference equals pi times d. This is on your formula chart.
Yeah.
Denominator.
It is the. Let's see.
Okay, so to find this length so that we can use it, it's going to be 3.1.
I thought I made, this would be like,
3.14 times the diameter now, which is 14. Do you see? Okay, so
it's the radius is 7, so this is the denominator would be 14.
Yes.
This is 7.
yes, because it's 2 of them. Yes, yay. Awesome. So 3.14 times 14 is going to be the length here This isn't the area. We just found the length is 43.96 is the length of this rectangle. Yes? So now, to find the area, we're going to have to take length times width. So the area here is going to have to be 395.64.
Is that 314.14?
This is 43.96 because we had to find the circumference.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have found the area of each piece, right? So all we have to do is add this plus this plus this. Okay? So I am going to use my trusty calculator.
Calculator.
And so the surface area, 703.36 inches squared. Yes?
That is a 7.
It is a 7.
Okay.
Now, you guys are either going to be happy with me
I don't know.
or you're going to throw something at me.
We're not gonna throw nothing.
They serve,
Because after I showed you how we get everything,
You want us to?
there is a formula.
Oh my God.
So there's a formula on your formula chart that you can follow, and you don't have to do all this extra stuff. So let's do this. Let's keep the same picture. Let's take all the extra numbers off. And we will start again. Now I want to keep this answer and see how close we come. 703.36 inches squared equals the surface area. That's what we got the long way. Do y'all see the formula
Yes.
for surface area of a cylinder? It's pi, is it pi RH?
It's 2
2 pi RH.
2r or 2 pi RH plus
2 pi RH
plus
plus 2 pi r squared, right?
yes.
And believe it or not, if you look at this, 2 pi r squared, that's the two circles.
Yes.
And this, they're telling you how to find the area of the rectangle, the label.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is on your formula chart, so you don't have to stress so bad. Yes?
I'm already stressed.
No,
not really.
Okay, time to unstress. Okay, they gave us this. It was 7? No. What was? Yes, it was 7 inches, right? Okay. Now, like I told you with all the formulas on your formula chart, now all you have to do is simply go through here and fill in the numbers. Remember, you write down the formula first, fill in the numbers. Is everybody with me? So now I have surface area equals 2 times, they told us to use 3.14, our radius is 7. What's our height of the cylinder, this part?
It was
What's the height of the cylinder?
the height.
Put the net back
9.
together. 18. If you put the net back together, what's the height?
was 7, was it a 14? No, I'm guessing.
I only want, yes, you're only guessing. Okay, the height of the cylinder. Take this label and roll it back up and put them on there. Can you see it? The height of the cylinder?
No.
Okay.
I just went blank.
There's 9.
It's 9.
That's
See?
what I was gonna say.
Roll this back together,
Yes.
Yes.
and there's the 9. Do you see it?
Oh my God. I knew that.
Okay,
I
that's
was
just
gonna
this
say put it
first
over.
part.
Yeah.
Now
I was
plus,
so true.
and I might run out of room here, so I'm going to put it under here. Plus 2 times 3.14 times, what's R?
Radius.
So it's 7 squared, right?
Yes.
So all you have to do now is use your calculator. Okay? Just use your calculator and go through here. 2 times 3.14 times 7 times 9 plus 2 times 3.14 times 7 squared.
$703.36. Yep, that's right.
Did you get the same thing?
Yes.
When you use this, let me try and see what I get. 7 times 9 plus 2 times, oops, times 3.14 times 49.
17392. That's what you said?
Yes. Or 7. It's same answer.
7,730. No. It's 17392.33.
I think you squared the wrong
I
thing.
squared the wrong thing.
So which way do you want to do it?
That way.
Use the formula, right? Yes.
Still right now.
The formula chart is going to be your friend. It's going to be your friend. Let's look here. I do, turn it off, okay. I do want to call your attention to the next page, and I think we may need to stop here because I've already put a lot of stuff in your head. So maybe we'll take one more day on surface area, okay, tomorrow, and then we'll start on graphing and the coordinate plane on Wednesday instead of tomorrow. How's that sound to y'all? Okay, I do want to call your attention to the next page. If you numbered them, it's page 4. It looks like this. It has this star up here.
Okay.
Do you have that, Isabel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On this
Yes,
one,
ma'am.
you need to omit number 1, because as I worked through there, you need to find the apothem of this hexagon. You're not going to have to know about the apothem for the test. So omit number 1, the star, and the one directly under it, which is this hexagonal prism, because you still have to find the area of a hexagon, 1, 2, 3, no, pentagon, but you need the apothem again to work number 3. So omit numbers 1 and 3 on this page. You're not going to do the apothem for the GED test. Okay? And then the others, this is where we're going to start tomorrow, because I think you got enough in your head today. Did you? Isabel, it's fine with you if we wait?
Yes, it's okay.
We'll do the rest of this surface area packet tomorrow. And maybe I'll introduce a little bit of
Okay.
geometry. We'll see how it goes tomorrow, okay? Remember that you
So
can
you want me
call.
to try to do that one?
Yes, go ahead and try everything in the packet. You should have notes on everything,
Okay.
and there should be YouTube instruction on all of the other stuff, but I did want to tell you to omit that. Let me see if there's any more omissions. It looks like everything else on page 12, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, but if you get to this page 12, you're either going to need to use Pythagorean theorem again, or if you will notice on your formula chart, there is a formula for the surface area of a cone that uses an S. The S in that formula stands for slant height, which would be this number instead of the perpendicular height that we're used to using. So if you
Okay.
get to this point, you will either use Pythagorean theorem or the formula that they give you on your formula chart that has the slant height. It has an S, and the S stands for slant height. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions on that?
No.
Now, Isabel, remember that anytime that you have any questions, I don't care if it's at night or on weekends, whatever, if you have any questions, you call me or text me. If I'm asleep, if it's the middle of the night, I turn my ringer off, so you won't bother me. And then
Okay.
as soon as I see it, I will either call you or text you back some answers, okay?
Okay.
So you can get hold of me anytime.
Okay.
Sound good? Anytime.
Thank you.
Okay, I will see
Okay.
you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll be here.
let me know.
Okay. Same to you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a blessed day.
Oh, you too, Isabel.
Bye.